Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I'm back with part 2 of my setup for my Legend of Zelda game book. So I had to just take a pause with the previous video where I was setting this up just because it was getting to be a little bit long and I was getting a little bit frustrated. Let's just be honest. I had a couple of mistakes with the cover, so I just had to just take a break and just sit with it for a few days and come back to it. So I have my cover right here, and I think it's really beautiful. I ended up running it through the laminator another time, like two additional times actually, because I don't know if you can tell, but there's actually a bubble right in the middle, and so I had to try to get rid of that air bubble. It is okay. It's not perfect at all, but it's good enough. And so I just wanted to try to get rid of the bubble and just seal the edges a little bit more. And so this is my cover that I made in the previous video. I will link that in the description, so that way you can watch it if you'd like to. You can see all the fumbles, all the things. And then I also brought a random other cover, just because, as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm only making the front covers right now, and so I needed a back cover to be able to kind of put it together. So today's going to be quick and easy, I think, less fumbles. What I'm going to do first of all is put them on discs. Now for my home binder system, I basically have my own kind of coding system where I use a white disc, just like you see here, to kind of mark them by volume. And so I don't actually know where this particular planner is going to be, but I know for sure that I have one that's right here, the fourth one. So I think I need to go a little bit lower. I'm just going to put it right there, and we'll pop all the rest of these on. I put the covers together, as you can see, and just snap both the disc through both sets of covers, and so now it's all set up. And yeah, that's kind of how it looks. Now, I mentioned in the previous video, and this will definitely occur, I will at some point print out the back cover that matches this. I probably will just keep it very simple, just print out like another sheet like this and just laminate it, so that way it's a matching front and back color in terms of covers, but for the time being this should be okay. And one of the things that I do need to do is just double check the turning, and right now I can already tell there's some stiffness, there's some resistance here, so I need to take this off and just kind of punch it, but I'll do that at the very end. So for right now, what I'm going to do is transfer over some stuff. So this is going to be part of my reference material, like my home binder system, and I have a video on my channel from the very beginning of 2023 where I walk through my entire setup, and one of the home binders, or one of the, I guess, quote unquote planners that's in there is this one. And you can see here it's already marked with this disc right here. But in this particular volume, I guess, is going to be travel, planner related stuff, fun, and beauty. And one of the things that I think I want to do is take out what is going to be basically the planner and the fun section and move it over into this planner. And what that means is that eventually I'll create a new cover for what's remaining in here, which is the travel section, travel and beauty. Now beauty, I think I might take out, and this is just me talking out loud, but the beauty section is mostly self-care related stuff, so sleep trackers, some AM PM skincare routine type stuff, and so I might move that into my wellness planner. So that's just me talking out loud. And so I actually forgot to grab dividers. I do need dividers. I do have two right here already, but I need a couple more. And so looking at these two, I want to have a top tab and a fourth tab. And I just went into my stash and grabbed two random ones. There's no real, I don't even know if I'll need four, but I'm just going to go ahead and put them in to begin with. So I do want to, for this section, or for this planner, it's not even a planner, this home binder, I want to split it up a little bit more. So the planner section I think can stay just like that. And I'll show you what is in here. So this section is just old planner related notes. It's not social media stuff. Well, this one is, but like it's mostly just like planner and organization and that type of stuff. So it's planner, but like planner related stuff for the home. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not like social media or like content creation, any of that type of stuff. So I have those notes in here. And then this section, I think I want to split this one up because you can kind of see here it's like a full section. I want to split up this section. I'll take off this divider. I am not going to label it in this video just for time's sake. I want to get back to playing video games. Let's just be honest. But I'm going to take off this. I basically wrote this on a piece of like Scotch tape with a Sharpie marker. And so that's my way of labeling it. Just my own kind of like cheap / free hack. And I want to split up this section. So there are... actually, I need one more divider. I think I want to split this into like 3 main sections. Actually, no. One of the sections is up here. Okay, I'm just like talking out loud. Okay, so I need to split this fun section into 3 sections. I want to have a book section. I want to have TV shows, and then I want to have video games. I think those are the 2 or like the 3 things that are in this fun section. And so I'm going to put that divider in, and I'll put this divider in. And just for the sake of like thinking this out loud, I think because this one's labeled planner, but I think I want to put planner at the very end. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one as well. And again, I won't relabel on video, but what I will do is take off this and just kind of leave that there. And what I'll do is move planner to the very end. So I'll take these tabs, right? Definitely recommend labeling at the very end once you make these decisions. And so I'm going to leave them blank for the time being just to see if I like it. Okay, so planner will be at the very end, and then it will be, I think, books, TV shows, and movies, and then this 3rd section will be games. I think that will just make sense to me. So I'm going to go through this and just kind of put things where they belong. So this is, it ended up being like, this was going to be my like memory planning pages for when I turned 40. So like my 40 things to do while I was when I turned 40. So most of it ended up being like trips, which are somewhere else, but then the rest of it is books. So I'm going to put this into books because that's kind of where it's meant to be. All right, so we'll put books right here. All right, and then this next one is Disney. All right, and these are all like Disney TV shows, short films, movies, right? So these are all the pages here. I'm going to put that in here. And let me just flip through it so you can kind of see it. I think I showed it to you, but like that's Disney. And these are just me writing out by hand all of these things. Right, this is Mickey. I have a lot of these pages. We're a huge Disney family, so just love looking at that. I ended up updating this randomly at one point. Right, and you can see it's just like blank. I just come in and just kind of decorate it whenever I want to. So then I do have a couple that are like specific to specific Disney series. So this one is Cinderella. Right, and then I have one for Frozen. Right there. And I do have a backside to that one. Right, and then this is The Little Mermaid. Okay, blank on that side. And then I have a couple of pages for Sophia the First and Elena of Avalor. So these are the pages for that. I ended up printing this out and just kind of putting that in there. All right. So that's all the Disney stuff. Then I have a couple of pages for Game of Thrones, the TV series. I, of course, have the books as well. Love the books. So this is Game of Thrones. This was me just tracking season 8, which is, of course, old now, but I was tracking like all the people who've died. So I flipped through that really quickly, but it's spoilers. All the people who've died in season 8. Right, and then this will go into the game section. So this is my Legend of Zelda stuff. And this is just like something I made. I printed out this part of it and just glued it down, and then used some letters that I had. And then I created just a list of the different games from The Legend of Zelda. I need to update it with the brand new game that's come out already. And so that's Legend of Zelda, part of the 3rd tab, games. Right, and then this is movies and TV shows. Okay, let me just get all this. Okay, we'll stick it in here. There's no real order once they're in the section, but I might at some point go in and just kind of like reorganize it. I think I want to put it alphabetically, so like that Disney stuff all goes together, and then My Little Pony will be the next section, and it just kind of goes in order. It might already be alphabetical, I don't actually know. But this is My Little Pony. Of course, this is the TV series. So this is Friendship is Magic, and so this is my tracker for that. We did finish that series, but then I decided to continue. So this is Equestria Girls, the next one, and this is also Equestria Girls, but then I also decided to go back to the very beginning and watch the the first generation of My Little Pony, which came out in the 80s, I think. And I started watching that, but I haven't continued. So that page is there. Right, and then I have more games. So this is going to go into the game section. This is some stuff from Pokemon Go, the video game. Not the video. Is it a video? It's like an app on your phone, so it is a video game, I guess. And so again, I'll put it in this third section, and I'll flip through it for you. All right, so this is just like me, again, just taking notes. You can see, even though it's like meant to be, it's meant to be functional. Okay, so this I did print off the internet and just marked all the Pokemon that I've collected. I've stopped playing Pokemon Go, so it's just now, at this point, it's just in here, right? So that's there. And then going back to TV shows. This one is Property Brothers. I made this tracker to go through the seasons and haven't updated it since, but like that's to track that. And I didn't do anything with it at that point. So this is a printable from the Happy Planner. Summer reading. I don't know which summer this is from, but I read a couple of books here and then just kind of stopped watching at that point. So I'll stick that in there. And then this third section, we'll get the Super Mario Brothers stuff. So this is this one. All right, and I wrote out the original story from the Super Mario Brothers, like the booklet, which I don't have. I just found it on the internet and just wrote out the story, printed out this picture, right? And then I ended up meant to go back in and make a timeline very similar to the Legend of Zelda, the one that I showed you earlier, for the Super Mario Brothers series. But I did write it on Post-it notes and then just got lazy, so I just stuck the Post-it notes in here. Right, and then the very last one is The Handmaid's Tale, which I have not watched the latest seasons, so I need to do that. But I'm going to put that in there right here with TV shows. So again, like first section here is books, which had like a couple of things, this stuff, and then the summer reading list. And this next one is all the films and movies section, right? This third section is games, which basically has 3. So Legend of Zelda, Pokemon Go, and Super Mario Brothers, which are my 3. And also I need to add in some like Animal Crossing stuff too. We'll do that later. And then my planner section, which again, it's not social media or content creation type stuff. It's more like planner lists and like my home organization stuff, how I organize my planner space. So that's all there. Now what I'm going to do at this point is close it up and show you what this looks like. Right, super cute. It's very thin at this point, so it's on classic size this just because I want it to match everything else, but it's very, very flimsy at this point. And so what I'm going to do at this point is add in filler paper. So I pulled out a couple of things. I've actually started playing the game, just FYI, but I'm going to put in a couple of things that I've been using and that I will just use just to bulk this up. And so one of the things that I grabbed was these horizontal lists. Now I will just tell you that I am just like taking scratch notes. It's just like writing down like the next thing I want to do or like a spot I want to go back into in the game. And so I wanted to like just have something with lines in it. And so the horizontal works. These are all like the random pages that I ended up not using. You can see it's like from 2018. These are all the pages I did not use at some point. And so they're not even like matching. So like here's a spread, but like you can see here, it just goes into a blank, like a currently page. And you know, it just is like that. So I just write all over the place and just, it's meant to be messy. Oops. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so I'm going to put this at the very front before all of the dividers, all the sections, just because this is going to be the section where I'm like writing notes. And as I write things and cross things out, eventually these pages will get tossed. They're not meant to be long term, but I did want to have a place where they're kind of like bound together. And I can take my notes and just like leave this next to my switch and just take the notes that I need to with a pen, you know? And so I included those in there. I also just to kind of talk to you, I've also pulled out, because this is what I've been writing in since I didn't have this set up yet. I've been writing on like just random scraps of paper that I've cut down to size, and I'm gonna go ahead and just stick them in here. Again, it's you know, it's not necessary for me to keep this long term. I just want to I just want to be able to write all the things down. So a couple of other things like this. I'm just using up all these like random pieces that I've got in my space, right? So I'm gonna stick this in here. All right, last little set is this stuff. Right, and again, it's just like this is a color block from the Happy Planner that I cut down to be like, at one point I was using this to kind of like make a calendar, like a 2-week calendar. So that was a short-lived kind of project, but I'm gonna turn it this way. I'm gonna stick this in there, and again, I'm just using it for scratch paper, so I just ignore all the lines, designs, things like that. I just write my notes, and then once I'm done with that, then I could just like toss it. If I want to make it prettier, and you know, like keep like the different like lands, the different areas, I shouldn't call them lands, but like the different islands, and if you don't play the game, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But like if I want to take long-term notes, what I'll do is jot it out here like while I'm playing and just keep my messy notes, and then I'm going to go in and transfer the long-term notes into these pages. That's the plan. And these pages, once I'm finished making them, like, and finished writing them out, I'll move them into the divider, into the game section. But for right now, all this stuff is at the very front before the first divider even, so that way I have room to write all these things down. I did bring a couple of other things, but these aren't punched, so I'm just gonna like put it back into my stash. And so that's the plan. All I need now is a pen and my switch, and I'm going to start taking all my notes. I'll punch all my other stuff and put it in here as well. But like, I am now ready, and officially ready, to play my game, and we will go from there. So it is Mother's Day also, so happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. So one thing I need to do, I totally forgot to do this, is to check the cover here. And so I'm going to take this off. And the way that I do this is use a pair of scissors, and I just basically trim the stems, widen the stems a little bit. So let me get in frame, and I just cut like a slight bit off the left side, a slight bit off the right side. All right, and I do that for each of the stems, and I just think it turns a little bit more smoothly. So we're just gonna do that. And I do sometimes get people ask, like, does it make the paper fall off a little bit more? I think if you did this for paper, it might, but this is a cover, and so it's meant to be, you know, quite durable. And you know, it's not going to, like, over time, this corner where it basically holds onto the disc, it doesn't warp. Is the word warp? But like, you know, it just doesn't get bent, or like, you know, it doesn't get deformed over time as quickly as paper does. So I don't think that it will be an issue. I've done this with multiple covers at this point, and I haven't had any covers fall off the discs. So that's good news, right? So last one. Okay, and then I've got all these pieces, so all on my space. So let's clear that off. Okay. Pop this back on. All right. And then we're going to turn it and see how that turns. Oh yeah, that is much better. Yeah, definitely much better. Okay. All right. This is my setup for my new home binder, like one of my volumes of my home binder. So hopefully, even if you're not a video game player, it gives you ideas for like how to take things that you have in your stash and convert it into something that is usable for you, and just have all the notebooks everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.